According to Automotive fanatics, the only sort of engine, the only one that belongs in a high-performance car like the Ford Mustang is a traditional V8. Now, take one of Dearborn's new 5.0s for even a quick romp, and it's easy to understand where these hardliners are coming from. But not everyone needs that much power, nor do they want to spend more money up front on fuel and, of course, for insurance. When the S550 model launched several years ago, it was made available with a 4-cylinder engine, the first time a Mustang offered one in decades. Partisans are probably still moaning about this, but Ford's 2.3-liter turbo is well-behaved and surprisingly robust, rated at 310 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque for 2017. Of course, it's not as thrilling as a GT, but the EcoBoost model is still good enough you won't feel like you cheaped out and went for some generic brand. Yeah, don't sign up for web films. They ask for your social security number and next of kin. I'm not doing that again. So let's say you in fact went the sensible route and got a 4-cylinder Stang. You don't have to leave it the way they built it. Dearborn offers a passel of aftermarket parts that improve this car's looks, feel, and even acceleration. This example has been outfitted with a range of Ford performance components that take an already good machine and make it even better. To highlight what's available in their catalog, which includes a huge range of items from crankshafts and wheels to overhaul kits and engine blocks, this Mustang has been gussied up with nearly $4,600 in EcoBoost specific goodies. Now, keep in mind installation prices vary based on where you live and who's doing the work, so make sure to factor that into your budget. Oh, and if you're curious, this is a very base Mustang with just 3 options: an automatic transmission, a wheel and stripe package, as well as white platinum paint. And if you're curious, out the door it cost a very reasonable $29,680. Anyway, running down the list of Ford performance parts, this car's got things like a strut tower brace, radiator cover, and new wheel center caps. But the most important changes are functional, including a $1,520 suspension kit, the $1,449 catback exhaust system, as well as a retuned engine control computer. Though $725 does seem a bit pricey for some software and an open element air filter, still that calibration kit does get you 25 horses and 70 pound-feet of torque, bringing those totals to 335 and 390 respectively. But perhaps best of all, the car's 3-year 36,000-mile factory warranty is unaffected by these enhancements, provided the parts are installed properly.
Ford Performance and Monotune Performance packs and components are warranty for factory-supplied material or workmanship when correctly and completely installed on a late model Ford vehicle by an authorized Ford or Lincoln dealer. Shall be American Inc., Monotune LLC, or an automotive service technician certified by the Institute for Automotive Service Excellence, ASE. The Performance packs and components limited warranty begins upon dealer installation and registration of the parts with Ford Performance and remains in effect for the balance of 36 months or 36,000 miles, 60,000 kilometers, whichever occurs first, calculated from the start date of the manufacturer's new vehicle limited warranty.
Well, I forgot to close the hood. I can't go for a drive with this thing up. That's crazy. It's also important to note these upgrades are legal in all 50 states. Yes, even California, where fun has been outlawed since at least the 1980s. It's also worth mentioning these upgrades are sold by many Ford dealers as well as plenty of third-party distributors. But focusing on this specific car's upgrades, because you don't need another review of a Ford Mustang, one of the first things you notice about it while driving is the sound. It actually makes some. Stock EcoBoost cars are way too quiet and they sort of just grumble as they go about their business, but this one will reward you with throaty intake rumble every time you hit the throttle, though you're never really going to confuse this with proper V8 music. Focusing on the opposite end, this car's new exhaust system is also more assertive, giving it some bark to match its bite, all without droning annoyingly or getting tiresome on long drives. Acceleration, even when equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission, is fast. The torque in this thing starts low and hits hard, surging you ahead. No, it doesn't have the explosive top end of a 5-liter V8, but around town it pulls practically like a diesel. And I've even had a bit of trouble getting traction in cold weather since there's so much twist on tap. And remember, 390 pound-feet is only 10 less than provided by a 2017 GT Mustang. Further enhancing performance, the transmission's tuning has been optimized for faster, firmer feeling shifts, especially in sport mode. Naturally, fuel economy will take a hit since, of course, the engine is making more power, and you're going to be tempted to use that right pedal just a little bit more. But still, in pretty heavy-footed driving, I'm getting better than 21 mpg, which is just about 3 less than this car is supposed to be averaging. Overall, I am really pleased with these underhood upgrades, but there is one aspect of this car that I don't like quite as much, and it's, unfortunately, the chassis. Now, don't get me wrong, it still drives really well, like a proper sports car, but I just find it a bit too stiff for use on our weather-beaten Midwestern roads. I mean, look how much the camera's shaking. The assortment of Ford performance parts highlighted here breathes a little more excitement into this 4-cylinder pony car, and that is good news for owners of 2015 to 17 EcoBoost Mustangs because all of these components install without issue. As for the substantially updated 2018 Mustang that just came out, it's unclear right now exactly what enhancements will be offered by Ford Performance. But if you've got a slightly older model, grab that engine tune and catback exhaust system to enjoy a faster, more finessed Mustang. And hell, these changes might even be enough to convince those dyed-in-the-wool car guys to think twice about getting a V8. These badges, 16 horsepower per side. If you squint real hard, they look like a 5.0. It's like my night blindness kicking in at work during daylight hours. Anyway, that was good. Yep. I like that one, folks.
Give me a take a little more room.
Even more room.
Yep.
Punch it in the just boom. It's unclear right now what these enhancements might be enough to convince those guys to not get the V8 engine or to say their script properly, because that was not what I had written. Not at all. Being rushed here by the cold and the sun setting. It's just setting, Ben.